Switzerland, a country renowned for its neutrality and peace, which has not participated in any war for over 500 years, took a strong stance against US President Donald Trump. And all of this unfolded because of a simple action at the World Economic Forum. Switzerland, known for its beautiful alpine landscapes, is not only famous for its tranquility, but also for its firm principles of peace and neutrality. So, why would such a nation publicly oppose one of the world's biggest political figures? The story began at the World Economic Forum in Davos, where Trump sparked controversy by calling for tariffs on European countries, including longtime US allies. This move angered many, including Switzerland, which typically avoids participating in international trade debates. Switzerland found Trump's actions to be crossing a line, and his manner of presenting these statements compelled the neutral country to speak out. Switzerland, a country that has not participated in military conflicts since 1815 and has a strong economy, became a model for maintaining independence and global influence. The strong reaction came as a result of deep dissatisfaction with Trump's leadership style, which Swiss people saw as incompatible with the country's values of peace and fairness. This response reflects how Switzerland, although maintaining neutrality, may need to adjust its strategies to protect its interests in a changing global landscape. The response also signals that smaller nations like Switzerland may feel more compelled to speak out as global superpowers adopt more hardline foreign policies, raising questions about whether neutrality can be maintained in an increasingly polarized world. The stock market continues to decline, and financial experts at Goldman Sachs have raised the forecast for a US recession to 20%, 5% higher than before, while Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell insists the economy remains stable. However, it's clear that the stock market doesn't share this view. Trump isn't just targeting aluminum and steel, he's also threatening to impose tariffs on imported cars from Canada, which could send Canada's auto industry into crisis. GM, Ford, and Stellantis all have factories in Canada, and if these tariffs are enforced, the auto supply chain will be disrupted, directly affecting products sold in the US. Canada isn't backing down, with Premier Doug Ford condemning Trump's actions as an unjustified attack on Canada's economy and citizens, stating it will result in an absolute disaster, with plant shutdowns, layoffs, and inflation within days. Canada has prepared to retaliate with powerful economic measures, including tariffs on US goods, to balance trade unfairness, which could disrupt US industries like food, automotive, and agriculture. The Canadian government estimates losses of around $16 billion from Trump's tariff decision, and if the trade war continues, these losses will increase. US investors and companies are also feeling the impact, facing higher costs and reduced profits as tariffs raise production expenses and goods prices. The escalating trade war is raising concerns globally, with the European Union and China watching closely, as other countries may retaliate, leading to a potential global trade war. If these decisions aren't adjusted, the effects will be long-lasting for the US, Canada, and the global economy. However, there is also an opportunity for nations to cooperate and find solutions benefiting everyone. Meanwhile, Trump's controversial press conference at the White House made matters worse, with him threatening to withdraw from NATO, reversing tariff policies, and cutting social benefits. Trump's statements, including questioning NATO's commitment to defending the US and reiterating his stance on defense spending, directly challenge NATO's core principle of collective defense. It remains unclear whether Trump is genuinely considering withdrawing from NATO, or if these are merely chaotic decisions. Trump defended his economic policies, claiming that inflation is only temporary and that farmers will benefit, stating that short-term interruptions are expected but won't be significant. He acknowledged that countries and companies that have been exploiting the US aren't happy with his actions, but assured that the US and its farmers will benefit. Trump also temporarily lifted tariffs on some imports from Canada and Mexico for 1 month, using it as leverage to pressure them on immigration and fentanyl smuggling. Despite his promises, Trump's repeated changes in his stance on tariffs have left businesses uncertain. He also claimed that his administration had done a lot for women, even as he faced accusations of sexual assault and was known for bragging about groping women. Trump then announced that Elon Musk would oversee mass layoffs in the federal government, signaling potential job cuts that could affect millions of Americans. Meanwhile, the US imposed a 25% tariff on Canadian imports, provoking backlash from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and Canada considered countermeasures that could affect the US energy market. Ukrainian President Zelensky, after meeting Trump, called for immediate peace talks, citing Ukraine's collapsing economy, shrinking Western aid, soaring military costs, and eroding public support. The US and European allies are growing impatient, with some officials quietly pushing for a ceasefire, as Ukraine's defense production struggles and soldiers face shortages. Zelensky is under pressure, with critics accusing him of dragging the country into an unwinnable war. If a diplomatic breakthrough isn't secured soon, Ukraine risks isolation. Ontario has threatened to cut electricity exports to the US in retaliation for the tariffs, which could lead to a spike in US electricity prices, affecting businesses, households, and factories, and potentially causing rolling blackouts in major cities. This trade war has escalated beyond tariffs to economic warfare, with far-reaching consequences.